At this time, it is my privilege to recognize the Honorary Grand Marshal of our parade, Thomas Gatta. The Veterans Memorial Committee of Scotia Glenville and the 2017 Veterans Memorial Day Parade Committee are honored to recognize Mr. Thomas Gatta for his service to our nation, state, and community. Thomas has lived in Scotia, New York for most of his life. He grew up in a family of 7 children and graduated from Scotia High School in 1941. Thomas served in the U.S. Army from September 1944 to May 1945. He was a frontline combat infantryman assigned to Company E, 134th Infantry Regiment, 35th Division, seeing action in France, Belgium, and Germany. Thomas awards include the Bronze Star Medal, Purple Heart Medal, European Theater of Operations Medal with 3 Bronze Battle Stars, one of which was the Battle of the Bulge, and the Combat Infantry Badge. He was discharged in November 1945 at the rank of Staff Sergeant. Thomas attended Clarkson College and the GI Bill and graduated in 1951 with a degree in mechanical engineering. He retired from the General Electric Company in 1984 after 39 years of service. Thomas married Sally Orton of Potsdam, New York in 1951, and they have 2 children and 4 grandchildren. Thomas and Sally currently reside in Burn Hills, New York. At this time, First Class Peter Slover, Sergeant Peter Slover, will introduce our Grand Marshal and our keynote speaker.
Good evening. The Veterans Memorial Committee of the Scotia Glenville and the 2017 Veterans Memorial Day Committee are honored to recognize Colonel Brian Backus for his service to our nation, state, and community. Colonel Backus serves as the commander of the 139th Aeromedical Evacuation Squadron, 109th Airlift Wing, Stratton Air National Guard Base, Scotia, New York. He directs the operation of the squadron and supports Air Mobility Command's Global Aeromedical Evacuation Mission. He contributes to the development of the ground and flight training programs, standards, and inspection guidelines, as well as interfaces with Joint Special Operations, NATO, and coalition policymakers to execute standardized aeromedical notable operations worldwide. Notable deployments include serving as commander, 379th Expeditionary Aeromedical Evacuation Squadron, director, Joint Patient Movement Requirements Center at Al Udeid Air Base, Quatrar, and 2 deployments to the Command Airspace Operations Center. Prior assignments include serving as the officer in charge of the Aeromedical Evacuation Team, L'Ouverture International Airport in Haiti for Operation Unified Response, the Director of Operations for the 379th Expeditionary Aeromedical Evacuation Squadron at Udeid Air Base, Quatrar, and Director of Operations 455 EAES Bagram Air Force Base, Afghanistan. Prior to joining the Air National Guard, Colonel Backus was an Army combat medic instructor and a Navy submarine nuclear propulsion machinist mate. His military awards included Defense Meritorious Service Medal, repeated awards of the Air Force, Army, and Joint Service Commendation and Achievement Medals, the Afghanistan Campaign Medal with Bronze Star, Iraq Campaign Medal with 2 Bronze Stars, Global War on Terrorism Expeditionary Medal, Global War on Terrorism Medal, and Armed Forces Service Medal. Colonel Backus was commissioned into the Air National Guard as a first lieutenant in March 1997 at Stratton Air National Guard Base, Scotia, New York. Colonel Backus holds a bachelor's degree in human resource management from the New School University, New York City, and is a graduate of the Air War College through Air University. Colonel Backus resides in Niskayuna, New York with his wife, Leanne Rutnick. They have 6 children between them and 2 granddaughters. Colonel?
Good evening. I promise I'll make my remarks much shorter than my resume. I apologize. It's also tough when you follow everybody else that said all the things that you want to say. So I'll try to modify this a little. First, I'd like to thank the parade committee for the opportunity to do this, and really it's an honor to, as you can imagine, to stand before you on behalf of the fallen, our veterans, service members on this Memorial Day ceremony, and especially Mr. Gatta. Truly, we should be trading places. You should be the Grand Marshal for this. I'm sure you're familiar with President Lincoln's Gettysburg Address, where he said, "From these honored dead, we take increased devotion to that cause which they gave their last full measure of devotion." And now in 1968, which we've talked about a little, John Logan, commander of the Grand Army of the Republic, issued General Order 11, designating Memorial Day. And I find these words in General Order 11 to be true today just as they were in 1968. For the purpose of decorating the graves of our fallen comrades who died in defense of our country, who now lie in almost every city, village, hamlet, churchyard in the land. Tonight I'd like to talk to you for just a moment about the Medal of Honor, the nation's highest medal for valor, which is defined as distinguished by conspicuous gallantry and intrepidity at the risk of his life above and beyond the call of duty in an action against the enemy of the United States. Since its inception, which is also from the Civil War, more than 3,400 awards have been presented. During the attack on Pearl Harbor, 15 were awarded. The D-Day invasion of Normandy, 4. Battle of Iwo Jima, 27. Over the course of the last 16 years that we've been in Iraq and Afghanistan, 18 medals have been awarded. And if I may, I'd like to share some details about a few of those brave Americans who made that ultimate sacrifice, so you don't have to imagine who those folks are. Lieutenant Michael P. Murphy, United States Navy, led a 4-member team against 30 to 40 Taliban fighters in the vicinity of Asadabad, Afghanistan. He fought his way into open terrain to gain better position to transmit a call for help, and continued to engage the enemy until he was mortally wounded. Corporal Jason Dunham, United States Marine Corps, while attempting to search vehicles for weapons in the town of Karbala, Iraq, an insurgent leapt out and attacked Dunham. In the ensuing struggle, the insurgent released a grenade. Dunham selflessly covered the grenade with his helmet and his body, bearing the brunt of the explosion and shielding his colleagues from the blast. Staff Sergeant Jared C. Monty, United States Army, was shot as he attempted for a 3rd time to rescue wounded comrades near Gawradesh, Afghanistan. The actions took place as he ordered firepower that broke the enemy attack and killed 22 enemy fighters. Most of you have probably never heard of these men. Much as our society has moved on from the wars in Iraq and Afghanistan. Let's skip that part. Military service is underwritten by an ideal that transcends politics and the cultural sensibilities of the day. That's really the timeless beauty of it. What's made our service honorable across American history is that we swear an oath to support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic, and obey the orders of the President of the United States. These Medal of Honor recipients should remind you and all of us about the ongoing service and sacrifice that our men and women of the armed forces give to our country every day. As clearly highlighted and as previously addressed, they put their lives on the line around the globe. Some of them are still giving their lives for our nation and its freedom. In closing, let us remember that those who have gone before us, and let us thank God that such men and women lived. I want to thank you for coming out this evening, for honoring me with this great opportunity, and please continue to honor the fallen on this Memorial Day. May God bless you and continue to bless the United States of America.
Would Mayor Casberg please come forward to present his awards?
I have two tonight. Colonel Backus, if you could come back up to the podium. We politicians love proclamations, so I've got a proclamation for you tonight. Proclamation to honor Colonel Brian Backus. Whereas Colonel Brian Backus has served his country in deployments in several different theaters of operation, both at home and abroad, including assignments in both the Middle East and Caribbean. And whereas Colonel Backus has earned several awards for outstanding service, including the Defense Meritorious Service Medal, the Afghanistan Campaign Medal with Bronze Star, the Iraq Campaign Medal with 2 Bronze Stars, the Global War on Terrorism Expeditionary and Service Medals, and the Armed Forces Service Medal. And whereas Colonel Backus, throughout his extensive military experience, has developed an expertise in aeromedical evacuation, and whereas Colonel Backus now serves as commander of the 139th Aeromedical Evacuation Squadron, 109th Airlift Wing, Stratton Air National Guard Base, now therefore be resolved that the Mayor and Board of Trustees of the Village of Scotia thank Colonel Brian Backus for his exemplary service to his country and his contributions to our community. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Thanks again.
Mr. Gatta, would you like to come up to the podium? If not, I'll bring it to you when I'm done.
I think
Okay, that sounds good. When I looked around tonight, I was like, wow, the weather really made a difference. The crowd's huge tonight. It's great. But then I realized that the whole Gatta clan is here, and that's it's great. It's great to have a hometown boy as part of this ceremony. So, Mr. Gatta, a proclamation to honor Thomas Gatta. Whereas Thomas Gatta has spent the better part of his life as a resident of the Village of Scotia, graduating from Scotia High School in 1941, and whereas Thomas Gatta served in the U.S. Army, assigned to Company E, 134th Infantry Regiment, 35th Division, seeing action on several European fronts, including the Battle of the Bulge, and whereas as a frontline combat infantryman, Thomas Gatta earned multiple awards, including the Bronze Star Medal, the Purple Heart Medal, the European Theater of Operations Medal with 3 Bronze Stars, and the Combat Infantry Badge. And whereas at the conclusion of his service to his country, Thomas Gatta returned to Scotia to live and raise his family, retiring from General Electric after 39 years. Now therefore be it resolved that the Mayor and Board of Trustees of the Village of Scotia recognize Thomas Gatta as a community hero and thank him for his distinguished service to our country. Thank you, sir.
Supervisor Ketzley, would you please come and present your awards?
Colonel, we invite you back up to the podium, sir. We also have our proclamations we like to share. And tonight I also have 2, and I'll read yours, Colonel. Whereas 2017 marks the 89th anniversary of the annual Scotia Glenville Memorial Day Parade, and whereas the Grand Marshal for this year's parade is Colonel Brian R. Backus, a highly decorated commander of the 139th Aeromedical Evacuation Squadron, 109th Airlift Wing, Stratton Air National Guard Base in Glenville, New York, who contributes to the development of ground and flight training programs, standards, and inspection guideline compliance for global aeromedical evacuation. And whereas on this day each year, Wednesday, prior to Memorial Day, the people of Scotia and Glenville join together to honor those who gave their lives in service to our country and to remember their heroic sacrifice. And whereas a community, it is right that we acknowledge those who nobly gave themselves even unto death for the purpose they believe was greater than themselves and for the good of others. Now therefore be resolved by the power vested in me as supervisor of the town of Glenville, I, Christopher Ketzley, in the name of Colonel Brian Backus, do hereby declare today, May 24th, 2017, as Military Service Appreciation Day throughout the town of Glenville in honor of those who have sacrificed their lives in service to our country. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
And Mr. Gatta, we in the town of Glenville would like to honor you as well. And I will bring this down to you as well, but yours, Mr. Gatta, reads, same beginning, still the 89th Annual Scotia Parade. And whereas the Honorary Grand Marshal for this year's parade is Thomas Gatta, a longtime Scotia resident who served in the U.S. Army from September 1944 to May 1945, was a frontline combat infantryman assigned to the Company E 134th Infantry Regiment, 35th Division, see in action in France, Belgium, and Germany, who has received the Bronze Star Medal, Purple Heart Medal, European Theater of Operations Medal, with 3 Bronze Stars. And whereby, on this day each year, the Wednesday prior to Memorial Day, we do gather to honor those who gave their lives in sacrifice, and as a community, that is right that we acknowledge. I now therefore be resolved by the power vested in me as supervisor of town of Glenville, do hereby declare today, May 24th, 2017 is Military Service Appreciation Day in the name of Thomas Gatta throughout the town of Glenville in honor of those who have sacrificed their lives for our country. Congratulations, Mr. Gatta, and thank you.
Parade Chairman Corinne Lombardo, please come up and present the awards from the committee.
And fortunately, it's not a proclamation, so it'll be much quicker. We would like to, and again, we'll bring this down to you, Mr. Gatta. The Scotia Glenville Veterans Memorial Committee presents a certificate of appreciation presented to Thomas Gatta, our honorary Grand Marshal for the 2017 Memorial Parade. For your participation in the 2017 Scotia Glenville Memorial Day Parade, thank you for your service to our country and for helping us recognize and honor the service and sacrifices of our armed service members, given this 24th day of May, 2017. Thank you, sir. You get to come forward. For Colonel Brian Backus, as Grand Marshal of the 2017 Memorial Day Parade. For your participation in the 2017 Scotia Memorial Day Parade, thank you for your service to our country and for helping us recognize and honor the service and sacrifices of our armed service members, given this 24th day of May, 2017. Thank you, sir.
This next award will be an unusual award. I would like our King Lion, John Hoey, to come to the podium with an award for Colonel Backus. I'll try to explain this award. Our Lions Club has at this time a club pin. Now, our club pin reads as follows: Scotia Glenville Lions Club, home of the 109th Airlift Wing. Pole to pole, pole to pole. That's District 20Y2. The pin shows a airplane, one of the airplanes that does such wonderful work all over the world. And we would like, our King Line would like to present this to Colonel Backus tonight in appreciation of all he's done. Assemblywoman Mary Beth Walsh, will you please come to the podium? Are you here?
Right here. Thank you. Hi, everybody. Oh, geez. We need some light here, too. We're losing our light. I'm deeply honored to be here this evening. I represent the 112th Assembly District, which encompasses the village of Scotia, also Glenville, Boston, and North. And I'm deeply honored to be a part of this, not only the parade, but this really moving ceremony. I want to really congratulate your group. The music was absolutely lovely. And one line that really stuck out for me was the line that he will not grow old. Those of us who, are left behind will grow old. And that struck a chord with me. I think we're represented this evening by the Army and by the Air Force, but in my family, it's all about the Navy. So I went over to this gentleman here earlier and just said that uniform brought back a lot of memories for me. My father served in World War II on the USS Amesbury destroyer escort. So anyway, we're losing the microphone maybe. I'm not going to read these assembly citations because they really sound an awful lot like the ones that have already been read. So I would just like to say, Mr. Gatta, that I hope you thoroughly enjoyed, please don't get up. I hope you thoroughly enjoyed being the honorary Grand Marshal. I brought a citation from the New York State Assembly to honor you and to thank you for your service. I'm deeply honored to award this to you. So thank you very much. Thank you. Colonel Backus, I hope you're wearing your Fitbit today because you're walking up here an awful lot. If you could come up here one more time. I'm, again, not going to read the citation, but thank you very much, sir, for your service. And it's my pleasure to represent you and the Stratton Air Force Base as part of my district. So thank you very much. Thank you for your service.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
The monument around which we will place our memorial wreaths tonight has this following inscription. In commemoration of the patriotism of our brothers and sisters who went forth at the call of their country to serve in the time of war and in memory of those who died that liberty might live. Let these words remind us of why we owe our gratitude to those who have given so much. Those persons placing wreaths tonight will please come forward and we will assist you in locating your wreath. When you have found your wreath, please stand by and we will start the ceremony. Assisting tonight are Sergeant Robert Fody, Sergeant Peter Slover, Kurt Von Macher, and the Marine Corps League. Gold Star Mothers, Marine Corps League, American Legion Post 1001, Kurt von Macher, Marine Corps League, Robert Becker Jr., Sandy Lake, Commandant. Scotia Fire Department, Chief Ken Almy, and volunteer Melissa Cornell. Scotia Police Department, Chief Peter Frazzoni. Scotia Glenville Elks, John Pitlavani. Scotia Glenville Lions Club, John Hoy, President. Our Redeemer Lutheran Church, Pastor Dan May. Town of Glenville, Supervisor Chris Ketzley, Councilwoman Gina Wierzbowski. Village of Scotia, Mayor Chris Casberg, Joe Rizzo, and Tom Tiberio. Scotia Rotary Club. Schenectady County Legislature. The volley salute will be given by the Schenectady County Council of Veterans. It's now my honor to introduce to you Corinne Lombardo, Chairman of the Scotia Glenville Veterans Memorial Committee.
Ladies and gentlemen, I want to start out by thanking the Scotia Glenville Band, especially for taps. I'm a 34-year serving member of the Army National Guard and a combat veteran who has lost comrades in the call of duty. And to hear the echoing taps, there's nothing more heartfelt, and there's nothing more that brings back the true heroism of those that have given their life for our freedoms, in the service of our country, and I just wanted to thank them very much for that. I'd like to thank the Corps-Leers. Your tribute to the fallen was tremendous. For me to have you here and to see so many young folks here for this memorial service is just wonderful, because you are the future leadership of our community, and for you to be here to recognize the sacrifice that our service members have given so that we have that freedom is just a wonderful tribute to them, but something that you will carry, and I hope you will carry to your fellow schoolmates and to your families and your friends as you move forward with your lives, because it really is important that you recognize the sacrifices that they made. I'd like to end and close our ceremony before it gets too dark, primarily thanking our committee, just the tremendous work that they put into it, and just thank all of you for being here this evening. Thank you very much.
Pastor Dan May will give us the benediction. There he is.
Thank you. Let us pray. Guide our feet, O God, as we leave this place for home or for work. Protect those who serve near and far. Use our hands to reach out to those in need. Use our eyes to see the world in new ways, that your peace may prevail. Use our mouths to speak for those who have no voice, that all may thrive. Use our ears that we might listen and learn, that we might react for the good of all. Use our hearts that we might love you as you have loved us. Bless us, O God, as we go this night and live each day. And may the Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord make his face shine on you and be gracious to you. The Lord look upon you with favor and give you peace. Amen.
I guess this concludes our services, and thank you all for coming.